If you're a buyer in Fort Worth, wondering whether you should buy now or wait until summer of 2026, be careful because waiting for the perfect time could cost you the right home, a better deal, or months of unnecessary stress. In this video, I'm going to help you figure out how to make the right decision based on your situation so you can move with confidence instead of second guessing everything. Hey neighbors, if you don't know who I am, my name is Joshua Sherman. I am a broker and realtor here in Fort Worth with RE/MAX Trinity, and for the last decade, I have helped buyers just like you all over Fort Worth and the surrounding areas navigate this market with real strategy instead of guesswork, and I'd really love to help you too. Now, the best way to reach me is by scheduling a one-on-one video call, and you can find that link in the description below. It is super easy, very low pressure, and even if you're still weighing your options, I am going to be more than happy to help you walk through it. Right now, one of the biggest questions I'm hearing from all the local buyers are, should I buy now or should I wait until summer? And honestly, that's a fair question because nobody wants to make the wrong move. Nobody wants to buy now and then feel like they should have waited. And nobody wants to wait only to realize that they missed the right house, the right deal, or the right timing for their own life. So in this video, I want to walk you through how to think about this the right way, because the truth is this decision is usually less about trying to predict the market perfectly and more about understanding what makes sense for you and your family. Now, the reason all of this feels stressful for you is because buying a home is not just a financial decision and one of the biggest financial decisions of your life. It's an emotional one too. You're not just looking at the interest rates or home prices, you're thinking about your monthly payment, your future plans, your comfort level, your timing, and probably ask yourself whether waiting a few months could somehow make everything seem a lot easier. And that's where a lot of buyers get stuck on the cyclical waiting wheel because they're hoping for this magical moment where rates are lower and inventory is perfect, prices are somehow better, and somehow the exact perfect home for them appears out of thin air without any other competition. Now, I hate to be the one to ruin it, but this is a fantasy, and real estate never works that neatly. There usually isn't really a perfect moment like that. There's just the moment where your finances, your goals, and the market line up well enough for you to make a smart financial decision. That's what we're really trying to identify. Is that lining up for you? But buyers will still ask, will the market be better in summer? And I get why, but that's actually not the best question. The better question is, will buying now or waiting until summer put me in a better position based on my budget, my timeline, and what kind of home I'm looking for? Because better market means different thing to different people. For one buyer, better might mean more listings. For another better might mean less competition. And yet still another better could mean more time to save, improve credit, and then get mentally ready to make this purchase. And again, for somebody else, better might simply mean finding a home and getting settled sooner instead of living in limbo for the next few months. So before you get out your crystal ball and try to predict the market, you really need to get honest about your own situation first. And to do that, let's break things down. First, let's start for the case for buying right now. Now, one of the biggest advantages of purchasing right now is that you may have a little bit more room to breathe. You may have more ability to negotiate, more time to think, and a lot less pressure than you might feel in a busier summer market. Now, that does not mean that every listing is a steal and that every seller is desperate to sell their house. That's not how this situation is working right now. But in many cases, buyers who are active now have a better chance to shop carefully instead of feeling like they have to react emotionally to every house that pops up. And that's because when buyers feel rushed, they tend to make worse decisions. All of COVID has taught us that. They stretch themselves way too far and they overlook things and choose not to have inspections, which are super important to have on any home. And they fall in love with a house that they do not actually fit their budget or really fit their lifestyle. Buying now can also make sense if you're already financially ready and you're seeing homes that fit exactly what you're looking for. Because if the right home is available right now and the numbers work for you right now, waiting just for the sake of waiting might not actually improve the outcome of the purchase of your home. Sometimes buying now is not about timing the market perfectly. Sometimes it's about taking advantage of a window where you have options, clarity, and a little bit more control. Now let's talk about the other side, because waiting is not automatically a bad idea. For some buyers, waiting until the summer months really does make more sense. Maybe you need more time to save money for a down payment. Maybe you want to pay down more debt or improve your credit to increase your interest rate. Maybe your lease is not up yet and your job situation is changing, or you just need more time to figure out what part of Fort Worth actually fits what you're looking for. And in some cases, summer may bring more listings to the market than the prior months, which could give you more choices. And that can be helpful if what's available right now feels a little too limited, or if you're still trying to narrow down your price point, your neighborhood, or even the style of home you're looking for. So I want to be really clear here. Waiting is not always fear. Sometimes waiting is going to be a strategy. The key is making sure you're waiting for a real reason and not just because you're hoping that the market will somehow become perfectly easy. Because most of the time, waiting just changes the variables. It doesn't remove them. And this is where buyers need to be honest with themselves. The bigger risk of waiting is assuming that waiting is going to be the safer option. Now, a lot of people feel like doing nothing is a low-risk choice, but that's not always true. Because while you're waiting, several things can happen. More buyers can enter the market. The homes you like can get a lot more competitive. Prices can move. Historically, they increase year over year. The right house can come and go while you're waiting on the sidelines. Most importantly, you can spend months in indecision, constantly watching the market, stressing yourself out, and still ending up buying later under more pressure than you would have done if you just were to purchase today. And that's the part that people don't always think about. Waiting has a cost too. It may not always be a financial cost on paper right away, but sometimes it becomes an emotional cost, a timing cost, or even an opportunity cost. And that can just be just as frustrating. Now, let's dig into that. The biggest risk of buying now is rushing into something before you're actually ready. If your payment feels too tight, if your job situation is uncertain, if you've not really narrowed down exactly what you wanted, or if you're still feeling unclear about whether buying fits you and your lifestyle right now, then pushing yourself to get in before the summer can actually end up backfiring for you. Homeownership should feel like a smart step forward and not a panic move. And if you buy too soon, before your finances or your mindset are set in the place, that stress does not just disappear once you get the keys. It's going to follow you. It's going to stalk you night after night. So this is not about telling everybody to just buy right now. It's about helping you figure out whether buying now actually supports your goals or if it's just going to add to your mental pressure. And if you're trying to figure out whether you should buy now or wait until the summer, here's the framework that I want you to use. First, look at your budget. Can you comfortably afford a home right now? And I mean comfortably. Don't just look at the number that you technically qualify for from your pre-qualification letter, not the number that makes the mortgage lender happy, the number that still allows you to live your life, handle the repairs that might come up, cover your bills, and not feel stressed every month. Second, look at your timeline. Do you have to move soon? Or do you truly have flexibility? Because if you know a move is going to be coming up soon anyways, sometimes getting ahead of it is easier than dragging it out month after month. Third, go look at the inventory. Are there homes on the market right now that actually fit your needs and that you're legitimately interested in? Because if your budget and timing line up and then the right homes are right there out there waiting for you, then that's worth paying attention to. Fourth, look at the competition. Would waiting until the summer likely put you in a busier environment in your price range? Sometimes buyers assume more inventory means easier shopping, but if more buyers are also active, the experience might not actually feel easier for you. And fifth, look at your readiness. Are you emotionally and financially ready to act if the right home shows up? Because if you are, then buying now might make more sense than you think. And if you're not, then waiting may be the smarter move. And that's the lens that I would look at this at. Not from the headlines, not from the hype, not from somebody's YouTube video, and not some random opinion from people who bought their house in 2017 and now think that they're economists. Look, if you were sitting right across from me today and asking whether you should buy now or wait until the summer, I would not give you some generic answer like, well, now is the best time to buy, because that's not exactly helpful or insightful. What I tell you is this: if your numbers work, your timing is right, and the kind of homes that you want are available right now, then buying now absolutely makes sense. But if your budget still needs a little work, your plans are still shifting and not solidified, or you need a little bit more time to prepare, then waiting is probably going to be the smarter move. The right answer is not about forcing you. The right answer is not about making anyone happy but yourself. It's about making sure that whatever move you make fits in with your life plan. And that is what's going to make a great decision. So should you buy in Fort Worth now, or should you wait for summer of 2026? Here's the real answer. Do not base your decision on trying to time the market perfectly. Base it on your budget, your readiness, your timeline, and the opportunities that are actually in front of you right now. Buying now could make sense if you're prepared, the payment works, and the right homes are available. And waiting could make sense if you need more time, you need more savings, or you need a little bit more clarity of where you're headed. But whichever path you choose, make sure you choose that path intentionally. If you're still trying to decide whether buying now or waiting until the summer makes more sense, and you want a little bit more guidance and a little bit more clarity, don't hesitate to reach out. Let's book a one-on-one call. You can find that link in the description below. I'd be happy to sit down with you, look over everything, and help you weigh the pros and cons of purchasing now or purchasing later for your specific situation. And if this video was helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, and check out other Fort Worth buyer videos so you can keep getting real guidance on what's happening right here in your local market. Bye, neighbors.